Jessica, T. Rowe Price recently completed its Defined Contribution Consultant Study. First of all, why do you do this study?
Sure. Great to be here, Greg. We conduct the annual Defined Contribution Consultant Study because we want to understand what's important to consultants and advisors, how they're thinking about challenges and opportunities in the marketplace, and then how their views align with that of planned fiduciaries. The study this year was our 5th year doing it, which we're very proud of. And we had participation from 36 of the largest DC-focused consultants and advisors, representing about $9 trillion in AUA.
Okay, now we know who the voters are. So what's changed over these past 5 years?
Sure. So I'd point to 2 areas that I would describe as striking change. The first of which is a focus on diversification within the fixed income bucket. So when we ask consultants and advisors for their views on fixed income in 2021, less than half identified diversification opportunities within fixed income as an area that they were focused on. Fast forward to today, in 2025, nearly 3/4 or 72% of consultants and advisors are focused on diversification within fixed income. And I think that reflects a desire to build fixed income allocations that are more durable and can provide participants with the experience they expect from fixed income in a variety of interest rate environments. The second key area of change that I'd point to is a real emphasis on personalization. And that's mostly taking place within managed accounts. Now, I want to be really clear, we're not seeing managed accounts surpassing target date funds as the default for the plan. It's more about managed accounts as an opt-in option on the plan menu and a way to offer those participants approaching and then potentially even in retirement, a more personalized asset allocation.
Okay, those are 2 things that have evolved, changes you've seen over the past 5 years. What stayed the same?
Sure. Well, the DC industry often gets described as moving at a glacial pace, so a lot stays the same. But I would point to continued strong support for using CITs, collective investment trusts, specifically within target date solutions. And then we also have seen in the past few years growing support for blend target date solutions. So target date solutions that allocate to both active and passive underlying building blocks. So offering participants some of the benefits of active management, but at a price point lower than fully active.
What about private market assets? We've seen it from the White House to nearly every person that comes on my show. Everyone wants alternatives, private market assets in their retirement accounts, in any account. What are your thoughts on that? What did the study say?
Yeah, there was no way I was going to make it out of this interview without that question, right, Greg? So yes, we did indeed ask about private assets. And I'd say that we see a growing openness from consultants and advisors to consider implementing certain private assets within multi-asset professionally managed solutions. So what that means in practical terms is a growing openness to include things like private credit, potentially private equity within target date solutions, off the shelf or custom.
So finally, T. Rowe Price does this wonderful study. You have this information. How do you help advisors use it with their clients?
I'm glad you think it's wonderful. We do use this study all year round, and it's helpful for advisors and consultants to understand what their peers or even their competitors are prioritizing and investing in. But then it's also really helpful to understand where the market might be headed. Private assets is a great example of that. From a T. Rowe Price perspective, we use this study, the data, the findings, to inform how we are thinking about building new solutions for the marketplace.
All right, well, thanks for coming on and talking about it.
Good to see you.